Human Body Collapse Disorder, HBCD. Possible prevention with healing hemp. Humans are capable of enormous adaptation to stressors via our central nervous system, the CNS, consisting of the brain and spinal cord encased and protected by the skull and spinal vertebrae, and the immune system, with its surveillance cells that electronically and chemically signal their protective activity to our nervous system. These contribute fundamentally to our well-being. In a cumulative manner, however, our magnificent inborn ability to resist stressors is being severely challenged by destruction of our natural environment. Industries discharging into our atmosphere toxic metals such as lead, cadmium, mercury, and arsenic, as well as sulfur, which turns into caustic acid in our body. Nuclear radiation is poisoning our oceans and air. Recent scientific studies indicate that herbicides used for genetically engineered crops are likely damaging human protein necessary for tissue, bone, and joint strength. Cell phone microwave, wireless internet, and satellite transmissions quite literally may be cooking our cells. With the experience of nearly 40 years of holistic health and preventive medicine practice, I see impending health threats in patients several years before they fully manifest. And what I am seeing in my patients reminds me of a terrible problem affecting honeybees called CCD, Colony Collapse Disorder. In the US, CCD killed over 25% of some bee populations in 2016. Previously mentioned environmental threats to human health must surely apply to honeybees as well. Microwaves from cellular phones have been shown to cause CCD within 10 days, apparently by affecting the bees' communication with the hive and disrupting their nervous system and navigational ability. Environmental pollutants that cause severe oxidative stress can cause imbalances in body oxygen, which likely triggers neurodegeneration in bees and humans as well. In early 2017, I coined a term for a serious, seemingly parallel human phenomenon: human body collapse disorder, HBCD. HBCD is often a constellation of subcomponent illnesses. Unfortunately, many or all of these can exist at the same time in one individual. In patients with chronic fatigue, chronic structural pain, and other long-term illnesses, some of the symptoms above are obvious, but neurotoxin illnesses consisting of low-grade hidden infections from culprits like Lyme disease are not obvious at all. They are core causes of many associated symptoms. Those combined challenges essentially shut down the body's ability to correct itself. That is where proper hemp extracts are amazingly helpful. They turn on the body's communication systems to enable healing. From the multitude of stressors that I see in clinical practice as core causes of HBCD, 3 structural factors often coexist. I've been fascinated to observe that healing hemp may well be a countermeasure to these serious destructive processes. First, inflammation and deterioration of the brain, spinal cord, and peripheral nerves. Second, gradual, progressive destruction of spinal vertebrae from bone thinning and osteoporosis, and deterioration of the discs between them, then eventual disc collapse and compression of spinal nerves. Third, an apparent attempt of spinal bones to fortify their weakening structure by growing osteophytes. Osteophytes are protrusions of bone between 2 sides of a joint that in time generally fuse and restrict our flexibility and movement, and can diminish nerve supply and muscle strength. Mainstream medicine considers this normal aging after age 40. These 3 processes are often occurring silently in our bodies. They essentially collapse our joints, and in so doing, they distort our acupuncture meridians that are so essential for total body balance and strength. Unexpectedly, in my holistic chiropractic practice, I developed my understanding of human body collapse disorder as a result of watching the ways that specially prepared extracts of industrial hemp were able to remove or lessen neurological and spinal complaints in my patients very quickly. When we look at just one part of the complex natural chemistry of hemp shown in this diagram that summarizes scientific studies, we see many references to protection of nerves, stimulation of bone growth, anti-inflammatory properties, and immune system stimulation. It helped me understand hemp's enormous healing potential. Then I had an epiphany. I saw intuitively how to prepare a special strain of therapeutic hemp by a unique process, very different from high-volume industrial CO2 hemp extraction that is used by most hemp extract vendors. I had an insight to apply this organic olive oil extract topically, for I had the impression that it would help align the human body, balance physiology, and therefore increase resistance. The following video of me with the patient demonstrates what I have now seen with dozens of patients. So I'm continuing the evaluation of the Heaven Sent Hemp. It's now finally gotten to the completion stage where we're ready to release the product. And I haven't seen Lori for a few months. She's been a good continuing patient. And you had a slip, you fell down some stairs. And what I found is by doing various neuromuscular tests and applied kinesiology, I found that if we go to her and we test in the knee here, I'm going to pull this way, be strong. And her muscle tone is really good. I tested her adductors, for example, pull strong. That's okay. That is not its normal strength. This is a pure form of pull strong. And it's really quite weak. If we go to, her adductors were good and strong, and push up and out. That's nice. You're working out with a personal trainer a couple of times a week. Okay, good. But her piriformis is weak. And when I did an evaluation, her sacrum went that way, sideways. So normally we would come around and do an adjustment as a chiropractor, and we would straighten the sacrum out. There's different ways of doing that. But here's what's sort of fascinating. Come on up. And now just hold your hair up and come on around here. So that is now the product. We've been doing a lot of these tests. We did not have a label, so we now have that labeled, Heaven Sent Hemp. And it's in a beautiful roll-on. And we come into that. The hemp itself doesn't really have such a great smell, but here, you can smell that. Isn't that nice? Mm. Not too bad.
Reminds me of college.
It's like a citrus, because we've got citrus oils in it, distilled essential oils. Okay, so what I pointed out before is the CB1 and CB2 receptors, the things that are the cannabinoid receptors, apparently are not in the brainstem area. They're just supposedly not there. So the point I've been making is there's more to this than just the CB1 and CB2 receptors. Okay, so we didn't even put it on your back, and we might need to, but let's see what happens. Bend this here, and the hands by your side, up there. Turn this leg in. Oops, hold it right like that. Keep it in that position, and don't let me push out.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Wait. Okay.
There's no way I could do that before.
You didn't have any strength. Pull right back. Now it's full strength. What the heck is going on? Now we're going to apply it locally too. But this is just trying to show people what happens. It just turns on the nervous system. Okay? Pull it. Right? Okay, thanks. Those who are chronically tired often complain of neck, back, and extremity pain or weakness. They frequently have additional symptoms of hormonal imbalance and inflammatory digestive disorders. My fortuitous discovery of a novel way to extract and utilize healing hemp seems to be enhancing what is called the ensemble effect, commonly called the entourage effect. That is the amplification of hemp's total healing ability due to the synergistic functioning of the large range of its therapeutic components. Hemp has such an enormous range of therapeutic natural chemicals that can influence healing of so many areas of the human body that it is hard to believe. My clinical observations have led to the creation of 3 distinctive new hemp products: a transdermal organic olive oil roll-on extract, internal drops, and a colloidal suspension rich in hemp terpenes and other beneficial hemp ingredients. I recommend to my patients to use all 3 of these wonderful hemp extracts for optimal benefits. When all is said and done, most of our illnesses arise from the ways we are destroying environmental balance. It looks as if nature has given us a gift in the form of the hemp plant to protect our bodies until we have the wisdom to restore balance to our beautiful earth.